Okay guys, this is JP on Post. Today we are going to be making beef stew using the Instapot. It's been a while since I got this thing out. You can see I wrap it in a plastic bag here. And here it is, my Instapot. I bought the big size one. I thought in hindsight maybe I should have gotten the little one, but I thought, you know what, I need the big one so I can add all the different veggie and then beef and make a giant stew. But like I said, in hindsight, maybe I should have gotten the smaller one, as I don't have too much space in my condo here. Although my Instapot is nice and clean already, but you know, that always a good idea to give it another cleaning. I'm just gonna wash it down first and come back to it, and then I'll wipe it dry, and then I'll start doing the stuff that I need to do. So here's what I'll be using for my ingredient. You got your, obviously, the beef cube here, which I get from Costco. The price is not amazing. I remember this used to be like 26 bucks. Now with inflation and everything else too, it's actually gone up significantly, but what can you do? That's life, right? Got the potato. I may not use all of it. Got this yellow potato here. Got the celery. Got the tomato paste. Got some more potato, a bigger one. Some onion, I like onion. I might add some of the vegetable broth here, but mostly I'm just gonna be using water. And of course I'll be using my nice Wusthof knife here, the chef's knife. And yeah, that's pretty much all you need. And of course, obviously the salt and pepper and the flour to coat the thing. So you'll see shortly. Actually, I forgot to mention we also will need some carrot too. So I'm gonna get started to chop it up, and you can see that I have my bowl here for the rice, and then the bowl here for the veggie that's going to be done in the chop manner anyway. So this is how things are taking shape. I cut in my celery into little semi-dice, but not over-dice. I want to still feel the food in my mouth when I'm eating it. I got my carrots here, again, cut into like rough cut, pretty chunks here, not too big, not too small. My potato and additional carrot. I thought maybe I might have too much carrot, so I end up, because this is quite a big bowl, I don't know if you can see or not, but I just left the carrot on the side. And I have cut this potato here. I get it from the Galleria supermarket. Normally this is a good potato. It's from the Mennonite farms, but for some odd reason I got these potato, and one potato was like that. This is now a knock on anything that sometime, you know, whatever the case is, I guess this happens, so this will be thrown in the garbage. Obviously there's something wrong with it. It's some issue and so on, right? Would you say like that? So yeah, back to the good one. This is what it should actually look like, nice and clean and clear. Hey, so I thought I was going to use this other potato too, and I found kind of interesting. This one, it says that steam and go, yellow potato, steam right in the bag. And it looks like you can microwave it for 5 to 6 minutes, and you're good to, I guess, eat it after you microwave it here. But you know what? I'll be honest with you. Don't do this. Don't take the plastic and microwave it and try to steam it and all this kind of stuff. Do the traditional, normal way. You don't want to be eating too much chemical and all this kind of stuff and so on, right? Because the more convenience you try to do for yourself for this particular stuff, food-wise, the more probably health hazard you're going to encounter in your life. So even though it says steam right in the bag, I do not recommend it, because think about this. Where was the bag placed? The bag was placed at the shopping mall with all the other bags, people touching it and all these kind of stuff here. Do you really want to go out and steam it? Look what happened when people were eating salad that was pre-washed. They end up getting salmonella and all these kind of stuff. So even those other, I guess, pre-washed salad, I still wash my salad and go that. Am I paranoid? Not really, but you know, you gotta use some common sense thinking about the situation and so on, right? Even if you think, well, you know what, I'm gonna steam this potato with the bag in, and the steam is gonna kill the bacteria and so on. Maybe, maybe not, who knows? But do you really want to take a chance? Better wash it and do it the old method way, either steam, boil it after you thorough thoroughly wash the potato. So that's my advice for you. All right, guys, so I took the meat out of the package, and this is what it looks like in a big bowl here. It's actually a different type of metal baking tray, I guess you can say, a round one. And the meat is quite a lot. From the package wise, it didn't look a lot, but once you take it out, it's actually a bit more than I expected. And then I forgot to mention, I'm also going to add some garlic too. The garlic here is going to be, some is going to be minced and diced, and some is going to be whole cloves, which is I'm just going to throw into the Instapot. All right, you can see now that I start seasoning my meat here before I start frying it, and I fry it in my pan here instead of Instapot, because I find that it's more like easier for me, and I can get the coloring and the temperature that I want more easily with the stove. And with the seasoning, it's just salt and pepper, and then flour to coat it to seal in the juice. With the seasoning, you can always remember that don't add too much, add enough what you think is reasonable, because you can always add more, because if you add too much, it'll be too salty or whatever. But if you don't add enough, you can always add more, but it's hard to always take away after if you add too much. So guys, you can see there, I'm not really crowding the pan. You want to cook it until it's kind of brown, which will end up looking like that. See, it's kind of brownish, but it's still not completely cooked. You can see the other brown flavor. The smaller piece you can take out quicker. The bigger piece you can leave it in more there. So I'm going to turn it, kind of brown already. Still red. Turn it. But the small piece you can leave in there and then take it out. Sorry, the small piece you can take it out quicker. The bigger piece you can leave in there until it's more brown. And you can see it's nice and brown, starting to be brown. You can actually take it out now, but I'm just gonna kind of try to seal on all sides to make it look more brown. I guess you don't want to overcook it at all, because there's going to be more cooking left in it, right? Right, here's my last little bit of piece. You can see that I took it away from the heat. Don't be afraid to take it away from the heat, because you don't want it to burn. And if you need to add a little more oil, why not? Just add a little more. Not obviously not a lot. You just take no more oil, so that way you can just, at least brown. Now you feel, okay, the pan is becoming too less hot, so let's bring it back to the heat and let it brown there. This will probably be the last batch. It's almost done already. So after all that cooking, this is what I end up with in terms of the meat wise. You can see it's brown, nice there, kind of golden brown, but still tender enough with the it being kind of red there. You don't want to overcook at all. To be honest, even that's a little bit overcooked, but it's okay. It's what you want anyway. And you can see my pan here is not over black or anything like that. It's reasonably brown. Now I'm going to add some onion, garlic, stuff, and so on. So you can see now I add the garlic. I added some celery and then the onions. My onions diced the same size as the celery, but then I have some chunks there, which again, as I mentioned, I want when I'm eating it, and I want some kind of mouthfeel to the vegetable there, because once you put this into the Instapot, it's gonna pretty much melt and disintegrate into smaller pieces and something. But the bigger piece, you still feel it in your mouth, so which is it'll be okay. And I haven't done anything. Like I said, this is just salt, a little pepper, tiny bit of salt, tiny bit of pepper. Let it kind of cook down a little bit, because you don't want too much sharpness of the onion when you just throw it in this pot. That's why I'm cooking in this pot here. After this cook for not too long, you can maybe let it sweat a little bit, right? I put a little bit of vegetable broth in there. Not a lot at all, tiny bit, just because I don't want the bottom of the pan to burn. You can see how much broth I put in there. Normally you wouldn't do that, but this is my way, my style, so I'll do what I want. Now I took the cooked veggie out into another bowl here. That's where it is. And now I'm going to be frying my tomato paste. You're thinking to yourself, what happened to all the goodness, fun, and down there? Well, it's in here in the veggie, celery, and onion here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take maybe because my Instapot is so big, I'm going to take maybe a dollop, a teaspoon of tomato paste. about there. That should be enough. And then I'm gonna bring it back to the heat. And then I'm just gonna take my little bit of let it cook down a little bit, I guess you can say. Throw in my, not a lot, just to smooth it out, I guess you can say. There we go. Not overcooking it out. Right now. Like I said, maybe you see that, oh, too much heat. I'm gonna take it away. Alright, at this point, I kind of burned, to be honest, I burned the tomato paste a little bit, but no worries. Like I said, throw in some vegetable broth, let it soak in, swish it around, because in the end, it's all going to go in the Instapot anyway. It's going to get a flavor. So, but I shouldn't say burnt, semi-burnt, but not really. You can see it right now, it looks good, smells good. Now I'm going to be combining everything to Instapot. So here's my Instapot, and basically, some people might wonder, you know, what should I put in first? Should I put in the veggie or should I put in the beef? It doesn't, to me, it doesn't really matter that much, but probably the beef better go in first because it can act as the base because it's stronger than the vegetable, right? Or you can do kind of like beef, vegetable, which most likely I probably will do that way. That sounds better. All right, so guys, this is my first layer of beef that I'm putting in. Now I'll be putting the vegetable. You can see now that's my first the beef layer, now is my vegetable layer with the carrots and the celery and the onion and the potato. Again, more beef, this final beef. I actually dumped the whole beef in there now. And on top of that, I will put the rest of the veggie, including the tomato paste, etc. So guys, there you go. I now dumped the tomato paste in there. What I'm doing, I'm gonna push it down, and then I'm gonna add the final thing, which is the bay leaf. How much bay leaf I'm gonna put? I don't know, maybe 5 or 6. It looks good, as long as it's reasonable. So I'm just gonna spread the tomato paste around, and you can see the beef and everything else too. There's actually a safe limit here of how much stuff you should put in. I'm just pretty much near the max, so I actually time it, measure it pretty much close to exact amount. I'm not over, I'm not under, just the right amount. And now I'm gonna add some I guess the vegetable broth. Sorry, I can't speak today. Actually, I can't speak any day. But I'm gonna add the vegetable broth, and then afterward I'm gonna add some water as well. So probably the next question you'll be asking yourself is, how much liquid should I add to the stew here? Well, I add the vegetable broth, and you can see that it's actually coming up to near the full amount already inside, right? And the next thing I'm gonna add is the water. I'm not gonna add the tap water, I'm gonna add the bottled water. Normally I would add the what they call pure life water, but because for some odd reason they don't sell pure life anymore, I got this Real Canadian water here, the Real Canadian Superstore. So I'm gonna add some water to the mix. I'm just gonna dump it in, and as you can see, the water rising, getting near to the max. I'm gonna stop where the max is inside, right? So yeah, you can see how much water I added now. It's pretty much at the max. You can see the max is here. Where the spoon says max, right? You can see, I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, take my word for it, it's at the max. And now I'm just gonna push the thing down, put the bay leaf down, make sure that it doesn't just float on the top. I'm actually maybe gonna push it down to, and then I'm gonna put the vegetable and beef on top, so it will push it down, it will sink it down, I guess you can say. There we go. So yeah, this is what it looks like before I'm gonna close it and cook it. Yeah, I think this is good. Now I'm gonna add the lid to the Instapot. It's been a while since I used this, but there you go. You get this nice sound. You turn it. You're supposed to put this to not venting, lock it from venting. So which is I can't really see that, but I believe it's on the non-venting side right now. And then we're just gonna turn it on. Let's see what we're gonna do. We are gonna put it on pressure cooker. and maybe do the meat stew, and it should go ahead and do it by itself there. Yes, I shouldn't have turned off the video, but you can see now it says actually on, so it will take its time to build the pressure. Once it starts building the pressure up, and the sealing thing will be locked, and then it will start doing its cooking thing, and it will probably take about between 35 to 40 minutes to cook it, because it's pretty fast. But then again, I do have a lot of stuff in. I'll let you know. Hey guys, I almost forgot to mention, I completely forgot to add one more ingredient that I thought I wanted to try this time around, which is an apple. I cut like cubes of apple here. This is just, I guess any apple would do, but this is, I probably prefer Gala apple, but this is Ambrosia. Ambrosia should be fine too. So I'm gonna press it down, apple cube. So hopefully it would help bring out the flavor, the sweetness, and etc. See how it goes there. Again, I added some apple, Ambrosia apple, 3/4 apple to it. Right, and it's off state again. And again, I'm gonna attempt to turn this thing on, but this time I have my handy dandy flashlight. I can actually see before I had on venting here. Now I'm gonna turn it to, oh, sorry. I'm gonna turn it to non-venting, to the closed section, which is going the opposite way here. Yeah, this is gonna be closed section, not venting. Venting is when the air is released, and you can see that little red dot there. It allows the air to escape. When the dot pops up, it means that the pressure has built up. So let's go back to the pot again. I'm gonna turn on the pressure cooker, and then turn on the meat stew, and then you can see that after a couple seconds it's going to say on. There we go, on. And then as I mentioned to you, it's on, not on venting, it's on closed section right now. So basically we'll see when that thing pops up later on as it build up pressure. So right now it's on, and in a while it'll be ready to go. So guys, going back to my pressure cooker, as I mentioned to you that once the pressure build up, you can see that the red little kind of buttonish pops up, so which seals the pressure in. And then I had it on stew. You actually don't need to press the pressure here. That's only for the I guess the customization that you want. But if you want the kind of like preset already, you can just press any of these and do what I mentioned before, which is basically just put on seal and press meat stew, and it should go by itself. In this case, I had pressed pressure cooker and meat stew, but it doesn't really matter. You can in the future just press the top for all the preset option already, whether it's meat stew, soup or broth, bean, chili, porridge, or whatever you want, and so on, right? Or if you want to do your own more customized version, you can press the pressure cook and then set your timer with the plus and minus button, and you can see that it's on the high pressure. And right now my Instant Pot is going, it's cooking, and we'll just wait and see what happens. So guys, I'm finally finished cooking actually I shouldn't say finished cooking. The Instant Pot finished cooking, and now I'm gonna open it up. And this is what it looks like. I actually opened it up before. Basically, here is the meat, nice and cooked, and you can see already the chunks of carrot because it's been under high pressure. It's pretty much kind of melted. Same thing with the potato. The potato was not super strong, so it's kind of melted, which look like that. Looks good. You can make the broth thicker, but I like it like this right now because I want to eat it as kind of like a soup kind of thing, a deal and so on, right? So you can make it broth thicker by adding some flour you want and just cooking it along the way. I'm gonna just enjoy it like this, and I'm gonna season to taste. So maybe it might need a little more salt, but looks good. Hopefully you will enjoy. So guys, now that I played it, add some corn to it too, just more. I keep on adding more and more, but I add corn to it. You can see how soft and tender the beef is. You see how it's kind of almost pretty much fall apart there. And I'm gonna eat it with some sourdough toast with a little cheese. I was gonna add some butter, but I gotta cut down on all the cholesterol, so take it easy. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. Add a little corn to make it even more flavorful at the end. You can add it into the stew itself, but I just added corn at the end, and this is the plating. And like I said, the beef is so soft, you can see that easily. Like I put my spoon through it and it breaks easily, no problem, son, right? So hopefully you enjoy watching this. I believe I've enjoyed eating it right now. So thanks for watching.